three of you, if someone has actually never seen anything that you've done, what is the first thing you want them watching and why?
Ooh, Steve. Oh.
Whoa. Okay, Steve.
Ooh, Steve.
Ooh, Steven. Okay, guys, what do we think? I'm thinking.
Let's take this whole interview to think about it.
I'll say
the after party.
The after party's pretty good. I mean, yeah, should we all
right, I'm just going to throw something out. I'm going to throw out a project that I am involved in and that I love. The project is 21 Jump Street, which relates to After Party because same creators, all that stuff. I love Jump Street. These guys they're geniuses. The fact that they pulled off that movie based on this old TV series and kind of reinvented it and made it this whole new thing. And, they're doing something similar with the After Party, bringing it around where they're creating this really unique structure that we've never really seen before, where every episode is a different genre. You guys go.
Yeah, Dave Franco.
That was very impressive.
Thank you.
I will say if someone's never seen something I've done, I would probably show them the movie Blockers. The thing is this, it's like, it really is just a prelude to the After Party. Which is
interesting.
Really
transition. Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, you check me out, take a look if you like it. Oh, you like it? Watch the After Party.
I like that.
And what I would say is this is the only work I've ever done. So the After Party.
So I hope it's the After Party.
I don't know. I don't know. I did a TV show called Love Life that was really fun. Some others.
I like that answer. You're amazing in that show.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
So I've seen the first 7 episodes of the After Party. It's so good. Chris and Phil are what we call talented. What on what day though of the shoot did the continuity person say F this and rage quit?
Oh my God.
It's so funny. This is complex to say the least. And we are just kind of dumb actors. But God bless Chris Miller's brain. He has been sitting with this in his head for a decade and thought of so many twists and turns and had it so clearly mapped out in his brain and had such a great team surrounding him that there was never a moment. And this is complex. Like I said, like you shoot a scene one way, then you're going to come up and shoot that same scene, totally different POV, totally different genre. Your character now completely changes because of what they think. And there was not a minute where I was lost or like wondering, wait, what's happening? It was so seamless and so smooth. And that allowed us time to actually kind of improvise a little bit and just kind of try stuff because Chris had so just mapped everything out and made it so clear to us. So the continuity person, luckily, kind of phoned it in, quite frankly. No, I'm joking. They worked really hard.
Like, no way. Which of you guys, I don't know who the killer or killers in the series are. I have no idea. But which of you correctly guessed who it maybe was? Did any of you correctly guess it?
We all got to read the scripts when we signed on. And so I don't know. We never had this discussion. I was so engrossed in the scripts that I don't know if I ever ventured to guess. I was shooketh when I found out. And then when we shot it over 5 months, shot it towards the end of our shoot, I was shaken again because at that point we had really become attached to these characters and didn't really want anyone to be guilty. So, yeah.
I normally gauge things by what my wife thinks, and she guessed it was 4 different people when she watched it. So, I was very frustrated with me when I wouldn't tell her along the way. So that's a good gauge.
I watched it with my wife as well, and I asked her after every episode, who do you think it is? And she changed her answer every single episode.
Yes. That way they're covered. They've inoculated themselves by guessing wrong because they've guessed right. So, well, you just guessed everyone. What do you think? You're better than me?
I love the way that each episode, and you touched on it a little bit, but I love how each episode is a different genre. And the way it's shot, like you sometimes in an action movie or you're in an animated, like it's really hard to do what Chris did with this. And I'm just curious, did you guys have a favorite genre that was not like the one that focused on you, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. We were talking, we all really dug episode 5, which was the throwback high school party. It was really fun to meet everybody as their younger selves, and Ike and Dave looked incredible. And watching Ike navigate his wig was a comedy in itself.
Also, that episode was, which was probably the hardest I laughed in the whole show, was Dave and Sam's fight. Which was out on the front lawn of this house, and it was like at midnight. It was very cold outside, and COVID was just ravaging the globe, and the world was on fire. And I was sitting there like hyperventilating. I was laughing so hard at these two guys just being absolute just clowns.
Trying to put the lamest fight of all time on
the
screen.
Lamest fight. I'm not kidding. I think that is the lamest fight. Like, I can't think of a worse fight.
It was like a Twyla Tharp composition, like dance.
Yeah.
I don't understand the reference.
It was weird.
It was like modern dance.
It was modern art. It was weird modern art what you two did. It was not a fight, but I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was like,
that fight it had me laughing out loud. I watched the 7 episodes, as I said yesterday. How much is that choreographed, and how much is that like you guys just, you know what I mean?
Zero choreography.
Zero choreography. They brought in two 4-year-olds to choreograph
it. Yeah, truly, we just started. It just got crazier and crazier every take, and eventually we just started dancing at each other. And but yeah, the in the back of our head, it was like, the lamer this is, the better this is.
Yes, definitely.
I loved the Jasper episode just because the songs in the episode are so good. And I'm just curious what you guys thought about the basically the musical episode and what Ben pulled off.
Incredible.
Great episode.
And the music is so good. Also, Xavier's songs are so good. Like, they legit bop.
Yeah, and the Ben, man, I was in one of the Ben musical videos, and Ben is the Energizer Bunny. Like, he got up and did this entire number. And like, if I did that twice, I would be like, all right, I need some pure oxygen, and we got to take about we're going to shut down about 3 hours, and I'm going to like get into like an ice chamber. Ben did it like 15, 16 times in a row, just kept going. All I had to do was stand and play guitar. And he was just like, it was incredible. It was very, very, very impressive to watch. Could not have done that.
But the music in the show in general, it's like, obviously some of the lyrics are funny, but they're good songs. You can't help but just bob your head to it. Yeah.
No, 100%. Everyone on this show, I'm sure, can make everyone else laugh. So who was the one who ended up ruining the most takes because they could not keep it together? This is where you throw someone under the bus.
I mean, I don't want to say she ruined takes, but like Alana Glazer was like was pregnant when we were shooting it, and like was just, I think, loopy a couple nights. But I just definitely remember her like laughing insanely hard and like trying to like. I just remember her going like this a lot, but I don't think she ruined any takes. I'm trying to think. Did anyone ruin any takes? I mean, the only people who ruin takes, Dave ruined them with his acting.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know. I mean, does that count?
I would laugh a lot in our scenes together.
Oh my God. Dave and I were breaking nonstop.
And I feel like I was always near you guys while the scenes were happening, and it was
sadly.
I was like,
for Dave and I, there were a lot of face-to-face talking, and like we remember for 7 months, like if you were not my wife or one of my daughters and I was talking to you, I was wearing like a mask and like standing 6 feet away. And then you go from that to like Dave Franco, like cleaning the inside of your nose with his tongue. And you're just like, this is my job. This is what I do for work to feed my family.
He's not kidding. Sadly, he's not kidding.
What did it taste like, Dave?
It tasted great. It tasted
great. Great. I
tasted a little like COVID.
I keep my nostrils very clean. I put a little cologne inside of them.
For all, what's interesting about this, I would imagine you guys had to block shoot this and playing multiple versions of the same character possibly on the same day. What was that actually like in trying to keep it together in your head?
We didn't have to do anything because Chris Miller is so on top of it. Like he just very effortlessly will explain to you, okay, so here's what's happening now. This is, episode 5. This is Alana. This is the horror beat. Here's what happened. The scene right before this, which we haven't shot yet. Like he was so on top of it, and his team, his AD team and the script department were so on top of it that we were allowed to come to set and really just focus on trying to be funny.
I feel like we should give a shout out to the DP Carl Hurst, who essentially was just creating all these different looks for the show every single episode. And I just feel like we don't talk about Carl enough.
The first time I saw DIT and I saw like what they were doing, I was like, whoa, this is like not like a sitcom. This is like really like looks like it is a Michael Bay movie, right?
Yeah, there's those quick clips of the black and white kind of movie style. I want to see the whole thing like that. Like that looks so beautiful.
It does, yeah.
Dave, individual question for you. So you directed somebody that I used to know. I believe you cast Zoe, but not Ike. And so I'm just curious. I'm curious why.
Yeah, I'm curious too, Dave. Let's get into this a little bit. Thank you.
It's a really fascinating question that I'm very happy that you asked. So I actually I knew Ike was likely just going to turn me down, so I didn't want to have to make it awkward for him. So I just kind of surpassed that whole back and forth,
Always make the offer. Always make the offer.
I was thinking about you, man. I was just trying to.
I played it like you.
Good that. Yeah, totally. Because you never.
How long have you been practicing that, Zoe?
Zoe never farts. She's never farted on. The reality is I was busy during your shoot. So even had you reached out, had you shown me the respect and been like, "Hey, we got this part. This is janitor. You won't stop masturbating. We'd love for you to come play him." I would have been like, brother, I'd love to help you out. I can't, I'm shooting stuff. I got stuff. But you didn't even reach out.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck with Zoe playing the masturbating Jen. That's pretty good.
Ike, the question for you. One of my most anticipated movies of this year is the Nick Cage film, Unbelievable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes.
I could not be more excited for this movie. I know you're in it. What can you say about being part of it? Because for me, it's really, I cannot wait.
Oh man, it's so great. I've been such a fan of his for a very, very, very long time. And you build up someone in your head, and then when you get to finally work with them, they're exactly what you wanted, but he's man, Nick's playing himself. And he's playing himself going to spend a weekend with like a possible cartel type of guy, and played by Pedro Pascal. And of course, CIA has to get involved, and it becomes a very big kind of geopolitical firestorm. And
everyone go top 3 Nick Cage movies. Go. I'm going Raising Arizona, Adaptation.
I mean, I part of me wants to go. I think I'm going to go Bad Lieutenant, man. I love that movie so much. I thought that movie was like Yeah, I loved it. Those are my.
I was going to say you got to kind of throw in Face Off though.
Face Off's my top
Classic.
5. Face Off's my top 5. I'm also a big Con Air guy. Like Con Air is a really fun movie to watch, which is shockingly not directed by Michael Bay. You know that? I didn't know that. I always thought it was a Michael Bay movie, but it's not. It's just like a Michael Bay movie. You learn something new every day, Zoe.
I was going to say I got to go. So if you want to add.
Zoe, do you want to add anything about
I was just going to go and write down find a pad and paper and write down the wise things that Ike was saying.
Thank you.
Pig number 3. Pig. I'm throwing it out there.
Pig's top 5. Pig's top 5. Pig's top 5 for sure. Yeah.
Pig is fantastic. Listen,
Pig's
I got to go. I really mean it. Congrats on the series. It's so good. Thank you for giving me your time.
Brother, thank you for
so much, man.
Really good question. Thank you, man.